Her cheek burned from the slap, but her eyes, they didn't blink. The store fell silent. Every stranger's gaze fixed on the black woman standing alone, her dignity intact. The man who hit her didn't know. He didn't know who she was. He didn't know what she'd survived. And in just minutes, the world would know the truth. Asterisk, the strike came fast. A sharp crack against her skin. Gasps rippled through the crowd, but no one stepped forward. She stood still, her breathing steady, eyes locked on the man before her. He was the store manager, red-faced and fuming over a small misunderstanding at the counter. To him, she was just another customer to push around. To the crowd, she was a stranger in trouble. But in truth, she was something far greater than anyone in that room could see. Her name was Lena Carter. And before this moment, she had faced storms far more dangerous than a man's raised hand. Years earlier, Lena had walked through dust and fire as an army medic. She had stitched wounds under moonless skies, her hands steady while mortars fell nearby. The smell of burning metal had become part of her memory, mingling with the cries of those she couldn't save. She had given 13 years of her life to service, and in that time, she had learned one unshakable truth. Strength didn't always speak. Sometimes it stood silent. Since leaving the military, Lena had lived quietly, working with veterans who carried invisible scars. She rarely spoke of her service, never sought recognition. Her medals sat in a small box at home, not because she was ashamed, but because she knew the weight of them was not hers alone. But here, in this fluorescent-lit store, the weight was. Pressing again, the manager's voice rose, accusing her of theft over a jacket she had already paid for. She had shown him the receipt twice, but his temper ignored the truth. When he slapped her, the world seemed to freeze. Shoppers stared. A mother pulled her child closer. A man lowered his gaze and walked away. Lena didn't speak, not because she was weak, but because silence has a way of echoing louder than words. The manager smirked, assuming his authority was unshakable. What he didn't notice was the young man by the door, recording everything. Nor did he see the older gentleman in a worn leather jacket reaching for his phone. A fellow veteran who recognized Lena instantly. Whispers began to move through the crowd. Someone had said her name. Someone else had said the word medic. And slowly, the truth began to stitch itself together. The older veteran stepped forward, his voice calm but unyielding. "Do you know who she is?" The question hung in the air. The manager laughed, dismissive. But the veteran didn't back down. "She's the reason soldiers came home alive. She's patched men together under fire. And you just struck her over a receipt." It was then that a ripple moved through the store. People straightening, stepping closer to Lena, forming a quiet wall between her and the man who had hit her. The young man at the door lifted his phone higher, live streaming the moment to hundreds, then thousands. Lena still hadn't spoken. She didn't need to. The manager's color drained. As the store's corporate district head, alerted by the viral video, appeared at the entrance. Within minutes, the man who had raised his hand was removed from his position, his authority crumbling in front of the very crowd that had once been silent. Xena finally turned to the veteran who had spoken for her. Her voice was low, steady, and strong. Respect is not given because of a title. It's earned by how you treat people when no one's watching. And then she left, the crowd parting for her like a path carved in stone. That night, millions watched the video, and many remembered her face, not because of the slap, but because of the way she stood after it. Because sometimes the most powerful victories are won without raising your voice. Sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all.